Over the past few months, there have been disturbing claims that Apple is modifying the iPhone 17's camera array. But the original form of those rumors was immediately discredited. But there are frequent hints to the makeover. Today, tipster Majin Gu provided a leaked CAD render of an iPhone 17 case, which appears to support the more horizontal pill camera array appearance. Although Majin Gu had previously shared comparable images and claims, the CAD render is unique. 3 lenses were positioned in a row with a LED flash on the right side of the rear panel in those photographs. It looks like a new camera control and lock button is spotted in this render. Bu believes that since the render displays the base model of the iPhone 17, it means that the redesign will be accessible for all iPhone 17 models, not just the Pro models. The iPhone 17 would definitely have 2 camera lenses, but as you can see, the case only displays one. Apple and Samsung have been accused of mimicking one another for years. However, it looks like Apple is adopting Google's weird horizontal camera design with the Appleization of the Pixel 9 series. Right now, Apple stands out in the phone industry because to its design. You can know you're looking at an iPhone. Equally striking is Google's array of pill-shaped cameras. It would be disheartening from an aesthetic sense if both firms' phones become more, rather than less alike. Although Majin Bu has a mixed record when it comes to leaks, they are not the only ones drawing attention to this major design tweak. Therefore, the possibility that this will be the future of iPhone design is growing. According to the Chinese leaker, Apple will transition from the 1/1.28 sensor used in the iPhone 16 Pro models to a 1/1.3 sensor for the 48 megapixels primary camera in the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. According to the claim, both iPhone 17 Pro models will receive 3 48 megapixels cameras for the first time as part of a broader leak. The indication for sensor size derives from an obsolete approach for video camera tubes, in which the percentage signifies the type of sensor rather than its actual dimensions. A 1/1.3 sensor is therefore marginally smaller than a 1/1.28 sensor. For reference, the conventional iPhone 16 model's 48 megapixels Fusion camera has a smaller 1/1.56 sensor. The present 1/1.28 sensor offers a slightly larger surface area than a 1/1.3 sensor, but the difference is not that considerable. Practically speaking, typical photography is not likely to be severely harmed by this size mismatch. With possible enhancements elsewhere in the camera system to preserve or improve overall performance, Apple's decision to employ a smaller primary camera may be a smart trade-off. Apple's change from 1/1.28 to 1/1.3 may have been driven on by space constraints stemming from the purported new camera bump design, if the drop is accurate. Apple is apparently back to employing aluminum by putting a larger rectangular camera bump constructed of aluminum instead of glass into the iPhone 17 Pro models. The information's assertion involving a change in camera design has been supported by supply chain leaks. Instead of being rectangular, the module seems to be elongated oval shape, according to leaks from China, with a smoother transition between the rear cover and the camera bump. It is predicted that the iPhone 17 series will ship in mid-September as usual. For Apple lovers, the approaching year will be exceptionally interesting. The iPhone 17 and notably the Pro models will be the main emphasis in the fall, even if the new iPhone SE 4 is planned in the spring. To preserve its dominant position in the smartphone market, Apple is once again leaning on the newest technologies in its flagship devices. The 6 new features that make the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max genuinely stand out. The finest features are still reserved for the Pro editions, as Apple has always done. Numerous enhancements that touch not only performance, but also the camera, design, and connection will be featured in the iPhone 17 Pro. A big update for the iPhone's selfie camera has been long overdue. Apple wants to expand the 12 megapixels to 24 megapixels on the iPhone 17 Pro. This upgrade offers wonderfully crisp images and significantly more information in video discussions and portrait photographs. For the first time, this makes the front camera more comparable to the back cameras in terms of quality. The new A19 Pro chip, which is only available in the Pro models, is featured inside the iPhone 17 Pro. Significant advances in speed, energy efficiency, and graphics performance are brought about by this chip. Complex operations like video processing and AI-supported applications will emphasize the A19 Pro's talents. However, the basic A19 chip is all that the normal iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Air can use. The iPhone 17 Pro raises the benchmark for smartphones with 12 gigs of RAM. You can multitask efficiently, run programs with ease, and get the finest support for future AI features with this RAM. In recent years, Apple has invested a lot of work into designing its own modems for its gadgets. The first iPhone having an in-house developed Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip is the 17 Pro. Whether you are streaming, sharing data, or playing online, this assures quicker and more dependable connections. However, in order to assure optimal performance for the 5G connection, Apple will continue to use Qualcomm modems for the Pro models for an additional year. The camera bulge on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max is rectangular and much larger. This allows room for more sensors and new functionality for the camera. In order to support wireless charging, this design is paired with an aluminum surface in the upper portion of the back, while the lower half is still constructed of glass. The dynamic island on the iPhone 17 Pro Max will be revamped and made thinner. The direct integration of Face ID into the display, which Apple has previously hinted to on multiple occasions, may be tied to this design adjustment. It's uncertain if this is the scenario in reality. However, the smaller dynamic island will surely result in an even more current display for the Pro Max. The iPhone 17 Pro is a clear divergence from both the standard devices and its predecessors. It includes all the capabilities you would anticipate from a high-end smartphone, including an upgraded camera, a formidable chip, and imaginative design choices. It's extremely fascinating when cutting-edge material approaches are paired with superb technical performance. Naturally, the amount to which you can employ the additional capabilities will determine if the update is justified. Nonetheless, the iPhone 17 Pro ought to be a no-brainer decision for tech fans and everyone else seeking the ideal. The market for cell phones is continually shifting. Shipments of smartphones globally totaled 1.166 billion units in 2023, a 3.2% fall from 2022. Though full data is still pending, the expected fall in 2024 might be even more notable. Given these decreases, it is vital that businesses like Apple innovate to keep customers interested. This could mean considerably adjusting their product approach, such producing a leaner model and revising their more economical options. Such alterations might signal to a change in Apple's approach to targeting distinct client groups, which would ultimately impact the competitive climate and allow customers more options. 5 new iPhone models with major improvements in functionality, performance, and look are part of Apple's 2025 portfolio. To address a variety of client needs, the range comprises flagship smartphones, a new Air model, and an economical choice. In the US, iPhones have shipped without SIM card trays since the iPhone 14 was released in September 2022. However, models sold in the UK and Australia have continued to keep a physical card slot, due to the low use of eSIM in these areas. That could change with the iPhone 17 Air, as it could simply be too small to house a SIM card tray, period. This won't be a problem, as eSIM are now accessible in most locations across the world, including the UK and Australia. But it's interesting that the iPhone 17 Air, and maybe even the entire iPhone 17 range, might do away with SIM card trays for good. Next, the iPhone 16 Pro is certainly a good smartphone. It refines the iPhone 15 series with incremental upgrades, better cameras, a slightly larger screen, and longer battery life, resulting in a greater overall experience. However, these advances feel more like progressive tweaks than dramatic advancements. With the iPhone 17 Pro, Apple needs to update both its functionality and look to make a genuinely enticing statement. Here's what I hope to see in Apple's next flagship, and how it can improve upon the iPhone 15 Pro variants. The iPhone 17 Pro needs a design overhaul. While the iPhone 16 Pro feels sumptuous with its titanium body, it's starting to appear too familiar, almost indistinguishable from the iPhone 15 Pro. Apple has remained with the same rear design since the iPhone 12 Pro, and it's time for a change. The iPhone 17 Pro should deliver something special, something that stands out in a saturated market. Additionally, Apple should introduce bright color options for the Pro series. Currently, Pro customers are confined to dismal tones, while the standard iPhone models get lively hues like yellow, red, and blue. It's time for Pro users to express themselves through color as well. While the iPhone 16 Pro has integrated a camera control button, its location feels a bit strange. On the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the button feels too low, making it a little awkward to use. Moving the button just a centimeter higher on the iPhone 17 Pro would boost comfort and usability, eliminating camera shake while hitting the button. Apple's iPhone cameras have always been trustworthy, but rival flagships like the Vivo X200 Pro are pushing the frontiers of smartphone photography, offering remarkable shot quality. While Apple leads in video quality, there's opportunity for improvement when it comes to static images. The iPhone 17 Pro should make considerable enhancements to the photographic experience. Content developers enjoy the video capabilities like ProRes Log, but for the majority of customers who value images, Apple should focus on developing a genuinely class-leading photography experience. The A18 Pro chipset helped the iPhone 16 Pro Max place on the top phone battery life list, but the current model also gained from a larger battery than its predecessor. There aren't any rumors yet about what kind of battery the iPhone 17 Pro Max would employ, a part of a possibility that Apple may use a new glue to hold batteries in place, making them easier to change in the next models. One change we hope to see with the iPhone 17 Pro Max is an improvement to charging speeds. The iPhone 16 Pro Max continues to offer 30-watt cable charging, despite other phones have accepted significantly speedier speeds. The iPhone 17 Pro has the potential to be a great device. With a fresh style, camera upgrades, and faster charging, it might consolidate Apple's status as the top pick for both photographers and average consumers. It's time for Apple to push the envelope and produce an iPhone that truly stands apart from its predecessors. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to press that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Goodbye.